like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So sometimes somebody says something that isn't stupid. Incredible. Even more incredible, they work in Hollywood, right? They say something that isn't stupid. That's my default reaction now, is to, like, if to expect that somebody's going to say something really stupid, like, oh, let's make Star Wars all about, I don't know, mushrooms, or gay mushrooms, who are black, whatever. Who gives a crap? Like, it's always stupid ideas, right? Just dumb, stupid, and we will continue just saying dumb, stupid ideas forever. I think I don't see any cessation of dumb, stupid ideas. However, somebody says something smart. Quinten Tarantino. Well, it's not really surprising. Quinten Tarantino is a fabulously talented, intelligent filmmaker. So yeah. Although again, lives in Hollywood, and they're all like Donald Trump. I mean, they're all crazy, right? They're all completely insane. Like, oh yes, let's take kids to a drag sex show. Oh, that's good for everybody. But this, and then we should wag our fingers at the rest of the world for saying they're not as moral as us. Excuse me, Hollywood, you are like the most scum-sucking, immoral people in the entire universe, except perhaps the people in Washington, right? Or maybe except for the people in Silicon Valley. I don't know. There's a lot of it. But still, this is a positive video, because this is actually a good idea about what to do. By the way, I do hope you like the thumbnail. I've always thought Tom Hiddleston was my first choice for the next James Bond, because it was just very different from the Daniel Craig, which I like Daniel Craig, right? I like the Daniel Craig. They went on a bit too long, but I like Daniel Craig. But I think I would love them to go into somebody like more suave, more sophisticated. So yeah, so this is an idea which I've had for a while. So they should just do James Bond movies as a accurate book adaptations. Although if they wanted to have two brands going, I think I say this in the video, is the have one for a streaming service, like a high-end, like 10-part or 5-part mini-series of Doctor No or Casino Royale, but very book accurate, set in, what was it, the late 50s, early 60s? I think late 50s Casino Royale, isn't it? But yeah, that'll be good. And then you could do the cinematic franchise as well. Look, baby, I'm cheap if you want to hire me, Eon. I have so many ideas. Some of them might not be awful. Do you remember the South Park where Cartman has to pretend to be a robot for some reason, and he gets taken to Hollywood and he has to come up with ideas for movies, and he just comes up with the lamest ideas, and all the Hollywood executives are like, yes, we should do that. Yeah, so there you go. Anyway, this is a good idea. This comes from my live stream I did last night. I got doing a bunch of videos today, catching up from live streams I did over the last few days. I generally speaking live stream every day. Come and join me on a live stream. You can find me on Twitter, you can find me on YouTube, you can find me on Rumble. It's at 5 p.m. UK time, which is noon on the East Coast of America, or 9 a.m. on the West Coast. Come and join us. We have fun. We take the piss, and that's basically I take the best bits and make these little videos out of them. That is my mornings for you. Fine. Like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are fantastic. Look at the video notes. You can find links to everything, right? Follow me everywhere. Your life will be, indescribably better for it. I mean, that's why I'm not going to describe it, but indescribably better, and I can almost guarantee it. Although, results may vary. Fine. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Now let me hand over to me from last night. Quinten Tarantino's thoughts on what in production should do with their next James Bond films. I think they should not remake the movies, but actually just do the books. I think they should do that as a big budget TV show. Right, do serialized, I don't know, Casino Royale, whatever the first one is. I think it's Casino Royale. Quinten Tarantino researched their thoughts on what in production should do with the next James Bond. Speaking with Deadline, Tarantino first detailed how he initially wanted to do one and done Casino Royale film. Right, he was unable to do so due to the Broccoli family buying up the rights to everything Ian Fleming wrote. Tarantino, we reached out to Ian Fleming people, and they suggested that we still own the rights to Casino Royale, and that's what I wanted to do after Pulp Fiction. Was a version of Casino Royale. It would have taken place in the 60s, but it wasn't about a series of Bond movies. We would have cast an actor to be a one and done. So we thought we could do this. What a really fascinating idea, right? It's really sad that they did it. Well, it turned out that Broccoli 3 years earlier figured out that somebody was going to do that, do what I did. So what they did was just make a blanket deal with the Ian Fleming estate. They said, we have the movie rights to everything he's ever written, and we're just going to give you a bunch of money. And every single thing he's ever written, if anybody wants to make a movie, they've got to come to us, he explained. Like every short... I've always been fascinated what happened, right? So this was something independent of Ian. This would have been freaking awesome. Like every short story, every travel book, I wanted to make a movie of thrilling cities. I need to go to the broccoli, as Tarantino emphasized. That's for everything he wrote, to stop somebody being a wise guy and trying to do what I did. Okay, smart man. When I asked what he thinks the Ian Productions company owned by Michael Newman and Barbara Broccoli, the producers of James Bond films, what they should do next, his answer was simple: adapt the books. You're so right. He's so right. I mean, they always start from scratch when it comes to somebody new. So because they say somebody couldn't have been going through the stuff that happened all the way through Thunderbolt. I tell you, I actually have a thought process about this. When I think what I think they should do, what I think they should be thinking to do for this for a long time, is so many of the books have these really classic names and really classic adventures. For the most part, a lot of them never did the book. They never did the stories. Tarantino. Yes, very true. Right, it is very true. They took the plot line and maybe the Bond girl and maybe the villain, and they went their own way. Tom Malkovich just goes his own way when he did the writing of a lot of them. Yes, right. And they're fantastic. They're awesome, but they're not the books. I think you're absolutely right. So I think they should not make the movies that actually do the books, but do them in the way they were written with, and those will be all brand new. Again, streaming service, big budget series, right? I think that will do very well. Tarantino was saying not just Ian Production, but anyone who wants to adapt already written material. The reason that these stories were chosen to be adapted for film in the first place is because they were already well written and proven success. It's just common sense when you adapt the source material that you're writing rather than writing your own stories and using source material to as a skin suit. Exactly. But they did. So right again. And this is why we defined the word woke earlier, but there's so much wokeness. It's when people don't have anything they can add in, right? And they're too lazy to adapt something properly, right? It's unlikely that they will take Tarantino's advice and follow the simple common sense in family productions. Authorized a new James Bond novels back in 2021 that would not feature James Bond, but reimagine a classic of Fleming's classic characters. Johnny Geller, the literary went on, represents Ian Fleming Productions, commented, we struck gold with the latest collaboration with Kim Sherwood, who is not only a fine novelist, but also a Fleming aficionado of the highest order. Her reimagining of some of the characters and the world building will delight. Okay, so maybe, I was being very dismissive. But it might be like, Gatiss and Moffat doing Sherlock. Like, it was a really clever reinvention. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. On the top of Barbara told Variety that, I think, Dr. No will be the first one. Was it? Following the release of No Time to Die, Future will explore his emotional side. Well, you did that with this one. Pointing Daniel Craig's version of Bond and his filmography, Broccoli noted that he had cracked open Bond emotionally. And the films over his tenure were the first time he was ever really connected to an emotional arc. She noted they plan to continue to explore explore evil and blah 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 blah. Yeah, I don't know. He's absolutely right. He is absolutely correct. I cannot argue with you. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet! Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.